All right, fair use, fair use. This is Brother Watt Rum. You're back with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Waha, Rakal Kodash, Baraka for Yahweh, Baraka for Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord. You see on the highways and byways, prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Waha, Rakal Kodash, also in the correct doctrine. Send a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that will escape the judgment scale by Shem Yahweh Shah by their faith. So we got a lesson I want to bring out through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah. As Esau hardened his heart by the Lord has hardened Esau's heart, which is in this day and time, it's not any particular Pharaoh. It's the nation of Esau, nation of Edom. And harden their heart now is showing their racism, showing their hatred to the children of Israel, man. So basically history is really repeating itself, but instead of the ancient Egyptians, it's the Edomites. And that's who the Lord is coming back to judge. So I had a couple of videos I want to hit. I might have played all this. Is right here another little Lego video that was brung out by the Iranians, man. And they are subliminally telling you who you are. And only the Israelites that's truly woken up to this truth, the hopeful elect, can understand and see that these nations know who we are. Now check this out.
In London, they printed a Bible for the enslaved. They removed Exodus on purpose. 90% of the Old Testament was cut. This is the record of what they deleted.
They did not lose the pages. They chose the pages. Every cut had a reason.
The reason was control.
Slave Bible, London 1807. 1,200 chapters cut down to 232. Exodus gone, so the people would not move.
They edited the book to keep the chains in proof. The forename was parts of the Holy Bible, selected for the use of the Negro slaves in the British West India Islands. It was printed in London on behalf of the Society for the Conversion of Negro Slaves. Bishop of London, Belby Porteous founded a missionary society for this work in 1794. A standard Protestant Bible has 1,189 chapters. The slave Bible kept only 232 of them. Around 90% of the Old Testament was removed. Around 50% of the New Testament was removed. It was sent to the British West Indies, Jamaica, Barbados, and Antigua. Missionaries needed permission from plantation owners before they could teach the plan of class fear revolt. 3 years before, enslaved people in Haiti had defeated their masters and formed a nation. So the editors handed slaves a book with the door to freedom torn out.
The pages. They chose the pages. Every cut had a reason.
The reason was control.
Slave Bible, London 1807. 1,200 chapters cut down to 230. Exodus gone, so the people would not move.
They edited the book to keep the chains in proof. The first chapters of Exodus were cut. God leading the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt. Galatians 3:28 was cut.
There is neither bond nor free, for ye are all one.
Exodus 21:16 was cut. The man who steals and sells a person shall be put to death. Deuteronomy 23:15-16 was cut. Do not return an escaped slave to his master. The book of Revelation was cut. The promise that evil ends and darkness is over. But the story of Joseph stayed enslaved, obedient and rewarded by God. Ephesians 6:5 stayed.
And see, they know that during the time of slavery, and shit, still now, if you ever see yourself in that Bible, or refer yourself to that Bible, then the things that was done to those people that's, in the scriptures, you know that it's a judgment coming for those that did that to those people. And that's why it's a fight for them to keep this truth from us, to not let us know who we are. But it's too late, man. The Lord has woken us up to the truth and knowing who He is and who we are. So that Exodus is, you know what I'm saying, basically, you know, because we are our heritage, and also our these scriptures was basically was what I want to say, spoken to us. It was oral history that was basically came down from our ancestors, and and now, you know, to this very day, you still have, you know, your auntie or mom, or your, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's your father, your uncle. They can tell you like about land that your uncle or your great granddad, your great uncle or somebody owned, or you even know when they was in slavery, you know, where they was enslaved at. Like me, my father, a lady told me, and she was not a relative of mine, but the plantation that my great great granddaddy purchased after, I guess he was after slavery. And the lady told me this. Um, his name's slipping me, but anyway, I know exactly where that's at here in my own town. I know where that road is because the name was, you know, my government name is Johnson. So that Johnson Road was where he had bought this plantation, and he was a slave on his plantation. But anyway, but I just want to say that our nation of people usually leave oral basically our information is basically trickled down orally. But to make a long story short, but the thing is, if they keep us from knowing who we are, then they basically are still winning. And see, this is why the Lord has His men of the Lord on the highways and byways and make lessons, because it's a spiritual fight to keep this truth out there, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's nothing is impossible for the Lord, but the point is we have to fight to keep this truth out there, man. And we have a lot against us. But the thing is, we are going to win in the end. And what Esau has done is taking that, you know, what they was going into was taking the scriptures out of the Bible, because they didn't want us to see ourselves as the people, which we were the people, but they didn't want us to see us as those people that was in Egypt. Now check this out.
The slaves knew God's true name, so we just saw how the slavers recorded the name of Yah in the ship logs before they violently stripped those names away. But the European powers couldn't erase the memory of the Most High overnight. Even in the dark, the slaves knew God's true name, so we just saw how the slavers recorded the name of Yah in the ship logs before they violently.
So that's right here is showing you that IUIC and any other group that's speaking speaking the name of the Lord, say they don't have the name of the Lord. The name of the Lord is something else besides Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. The Lord truly is not dealing with them. Now you can see this is a slave log, and all of the names has Yah in it, which means He. So this goes to show you that that name was in the earth. It has never been taken away from the earth. And you see men and women, and all their names it begin in or in the middle of the names have Yah in it, going into the Heavenly Father, man.
Violently stripped those names away. But the European powers couldn't erase the memory of the Most High overnight. Even in the darkest moments of their captivity, crammed into the hulls of those slave ships, our ancestors were crying out to the God of Israel. And we don't have to guess about this. The slave owners themselves wrote it down. Let me introduce you to Brian Edwards. He was a wealthy British planter and politician who owned slaves in Jamaica. In 1793, he published a book called The History, Civil and Commercial of the British Colonies in the West Indies. In this very book, he describes a visit to a slave ship, the Pilgrim, that had just arrived in the harbor full of newly captured Africans, specifically, as he notes, Igbos from Bonny. Remember that name in the last proof? The Igbo, the Hebrews. Let's read his eyewitness account of what happened when he ordered the slaves to stop dancing on the deck. He writes, "And by gesture menaced them to repeat their motion, to clap their hands, and to shout the song of Yah, Yah, which I understood to mean friends." Ah, friends. Oh, what are you doing? You're not the thinker. A British slave owner in the 1700s hears a ship full of captured Hebrews clapping their hands and shouting the name of Yah, Yah.
He arrogantly assumes that they're just saying the word for friends. But obviously, we know better. He didn't know Hebrew. He didn't know the Psalms. He didn't know Psalm 68:4. Our ancestors were not calling out to their friends. They were in the belly of a slave ship, stripped of everything, fulfilling the curses of Deuteronomy 28, and they were crying out the sacred name of the Most High. They were calling on Yah. And this truth is so powerful that it even slips into modern media when they try and recreate history. Look at this scene from the 1997 movie Amistad, a film about a slave ship mutiny. Listen closely to the song the captives are singing in the hull of the ship. Even Hollywood knows. The historical researchers for that film knew exactly what songs were being sung on those ships.
So they know. And the elite know. But see, these little Joe Blow 2-pack smoking cigarette Edomites, the Lord has hardened their hearts, man. Like I said, this is to show their hatred towards us, to build up and display their pure hatred towards you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. And see, it's a judgment coming to these Edomites that they don't have a clue that's coming to them because they think the Lord is on their side. They think the Lord is with them. And that's the beauty of this truth, man, because he's going to hit them with a punch that's going to knock them. I was going to say knock them off guard, but it's going to be way worse than that. Now, check this out. Now, I'm not going to go into all a school, but this is a school teacher. They hung a baby, a Jake baby up there, basically in school, man. And this shows you these Edomites truly hate you, man. Like I said, I ain't gonna go all into information or anything like that because somebody might see the video or flag it or whatever. But anyway, she's showing you the Lord is hardening their hearts, man, for them to display their hatred, to show pure hatred towards you, blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, man. 2/3 of our people can't even see that these people truly hate them, man. Now they're displaying it outright, man. Now check this out: 17 graves destroyed at a historical black cemetery in Florida, man. And you see what they got on there: DJT.
Unfathomable. Tyree Rome couldn't believe the condition of 17 graves the sheriff's office says were vandalized. This is like a family graveyard, honestly. And to see how it's been decimated is heart crushing. But you can see a casket. Some concrete crypt tops are off their base. Others have been smashed to pieces. Hatred. That's the only thing that can come to mind is hatred. Edward Bailey's great aunt is buried here. He says he rushed over tonight after seeing a local Facebook Live from people he knows. You have to be angry at something like this, but then you also have to feel just remorse for anybody who does not know whether or not their family member can no longer be laid to rest.
I won't stop until you're in jail or you're punished for what happened.
One of the first to sound the alarm was Tracy Washington, president of the Manatee County NAACP, who has several family members here, including her brother.
So what I'm asking for right now is for a full, transparent investigation. And I want those graves fixed because they're due more respect than what they got out there right now.
A historic marker says the cemetery's first burial was in 1906, and many African American farmers who grew tomatoes, celery, and cabbage, some serving in World War II, are buried here.
Why are you so mad for you to do something like this? I don't know. I just think that's sad.
And see, our people lean so much on Esau, thinking Esau is going to help them and correct the situation and advocate for them not to get hurt or by. Man, they're displaying it from the top office in America, man. That they hate you, man. And you notice Edomites for to put this there. That's how you can tell there's an Edomite, man, because they put their God that they worship, they think that's going to save them from the destruction that's coming, and so they put on there DJT. That's what they honor and respect. They don't honor and respect you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. They truly hate you. And that's what the guy said. This is hatred, man. Now, if you can't see that these people hate you, you're gonna soon feel in this the hatred that they have for you, man. You're gonna soon feel it because they have the backbone of Babylon the Great, man. It's this government, man. They supporting them, as you see. DJT, all the people that went in and rioted during I think it's January the 6th. They're finna reimburse them basically for their time and their troubles, man. Basically give them like a reparation check. I think it's like 1.5 million, I'll say, or something like that. But they're finna get compensated for them going to the White House, not White House, but to the I think what was it? Not the White House, but it was the Congress building or something. January 6th, something like that. But continue on, man. These videos, man. It's a mouthful, man. That you can't say this ain't happened. This ain't that, and that ain't this. We are seeing it, man, in real time. This hatred that you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans are receiving, and some of you don't even care or even know about.
America, the reality of the fact that we stole this land from a whole bunch of people that were living here before us, and then we imported millions of people that didn't want to be brought here to do all the work to build this great nation. That's just part of our reality, and we live with that right now. And what are we going to do to rectify it?
Talk about
how do we learn from the past, not repeat it, and seek to create ever greater ripples of justice? The first step is to acknowledge. Yeah. How far. So what do you say to a white guy who's like, "Well, it's not my fault. I didn't have slaves," but white people did, and it's our country, and that's the thing. You have to, if you take pride in your country, you can't look at your country as the greatest ever when it has this severe bruise on it, and will always wear that scar. Mm-hmm. And that scar will never heal unless we start to say, wow, what did we do? Can you imagine the comments that are popping up right now as people are listening to this?
And they told the truth, man. And they told the truth. That stain of that sore, it's a grievous sore, man. It can't heal. And these Edomites don't want it to heal. They want you to be under their foot, man. And you got to understand, man, it's finna get, man, bad. And it's going to get worse than bad, man. That's the only word I can really bring to my thoughts to even make you understand it's going to be bad, man. Very, very bad, man. You're going to have civil unrest, civil war, race war, all that's coming, man. And we're at the door of all that happening. Because like you guy just said, what about a guy that said his family didn't own slaves, man? But you take pride in this place, then you have to suffer the consequences of this place, man. And you are your fathers coming back. You are those people that had those slaves, not crucified them, but hung them and castrated them and cut babies out. You are those people, man. And you have to live with that. Now, this is Tennessee, man, my home state.
So Tennessee has really just outdone itself, and this is beyond the redistricting thing and all that that's going on. As you all know, this week, Tennessee did the redistricting thing, basically diluting the votes of every black person in the city of Memphis. Then a day or so later, they removed every single black lawmaker off of any committee and any subcommittee. Actually, they removed every single Democrat, but that included, of course, the black lawmakers for the reason of protesting the redistricting. No other reason. But now, this just happened. Knox County School Libraries is removing Alex Haley's Roots, one of the most important pieces of literature, period, from their school library. This book doesn't have any themes other than the fact that it talks about slavery and what happened. This is the total whitewashing of the state of Tennessee. It is absolutely abysmal. As somebody who lives in this state, I don't support this. I don't approve this. this book, this movie, everything about it is incredible, and students should know it. And in addition to that, parents should be the ones policing what their kids read, not government officials. Anyways, as always, drop your thoughts about this one in the comments. Make sure to follow for updates if you don't already. But I have no idea what my state's going to do next.
And see, they want to escape history. They don't want that stain of being the owners of slaves and being the ones that hung men on trees and castrated them and did all this wickedness, ate them, and it just the list goes on and on. They don't want that to be their history anymore, but they can't take it away, man. The Lord requires a pass, and they have to accept their fate of judgment. And it's coming, man. There's no way around it. Now, you see, there's a white politician caught on camera telling black man he should be lynched. Like I said, man, this is the Lord hardening Pharaoh's heart. These modern day Egyptians, he's hardening their hearts, man, to show and display their hatred. Now, I did a lesson on Chad, the builder, the other day, which he's from the same state I'm in as well, man, Tennessee. So this atmosphere. This is the vibration that's in the earth right now. That Esau is putting out there.
Mr. Fishback, what's with you smashing a 16 or 17-year-old? Can you answer about what's going on with that?
What are you talking about?
All right, so there's like a girl named Kenya Ford. And apparently, I have not talked to her. I haven't talked to a single Epstein victim either. I've never talked to Kanye West. My name is a real person, too.
I don't want you ever speaking about women in our state like that ever again.
I mean, I don't want you ever smashing girls, teenage girls, in our state ever again. So promise me, never smash a minor again?
Why haven't I been arrested?
I don't know.
Why haven't I been arrested?
I don't know. Why hasn't Trump been?
You should be lynched.
I should be lynched. I should be lynched.
Yes, you should be
lynched. Pedophiles.
I agree. I will lynch every single Epstein criminal in this country.
Start yourself tonight. Start yourself tonight, sir.
So he said, start with yourself, because they want to hide the fact that they are the ones that's doing all the wickedness in the earth. But they put Jake out there as the face of crime, the face of assault, the face of all this wickedness in the earth. But they are the ones that's doing it, man. They are the ones that's dealing with little kids and kidnapping them, all this wickedness, man. They are the face of it, man. And everyone on earth can tell you who this man is now, man. The wickedness is too much, man. He can't hide himself. Let me play one more video. I know I played a lot of videos, but I gotta play one more, man, because not only he can't hide himself, the cat is out the bag, man. All these other nations of people, they got the memo, man. I want to get to this little video that I held on for a while. I want to bring it out. Yeah, I can get to it. Here it go. Because these little Chinese kids want to know, do these Edomites really do this?
在这里他们说美国人是人吗？
对，我手里面有。
不是，不对的，不对的。This is really funny.
那个人肉。
They're asking me if I eat. They're asking me if I eat people. So in America, we have the stereotype that Chinese people eat dogs, cats, whatever. Apparently over here, they are teaching them that Americans eat people. 我们像你们一样，我们吃一样的东西。
爱因斯坦不是吃人的吗？小孩肉。哎，你们那里。
OK，可能爱因斯坦。
你的血管非常呀。你们那里吃我在吃那个萝莉刀。
Oh my god.
你们那里吃不吃？
This is the funniest kids in China.
So the little Chinese kids were saying, you see it right here, do Americans eat people? And they ain't talking about no Jakes. They talking about the Edomites. And that's what they do, because they know about the Epstein files, man. So they've already put a stigma on the Edomite. They eat people. They drink blood. All this wickedness, man. So now Esau can't hide himself. He can't hide himself, man. The earth knows who he is, man. And the scriptures tell you that he can't hide himself. When he was cursed with when he was not cursed with leprosy, but when he was asking the Lord about they will find me, roughly paraphrase on scripture, They'll know who he is. And now everybody know who he is, man. Cain. This is Genesis 15. Just want to hit the point in 12. It says, and when the sun was gone down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, and horrible and great darkness fell upon him. And he said to Abram, know for of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and they shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve. Well, we know that we already served this captivity. But the point I wanted to bring out in this, all those captivities, the Lord brought judgment on those that did they had us in captivity. Again, it says, verse 14, it says, and also that nation whom they shall serve, I will judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. But the point I wanted to make is the nation that, when the Lord bring us out of captivity, he judged that nation. So emphasizing on this, I will judge. See, the Lord is going to judge the nation, the Edomites, for what they've done to the children of Israel, man. And it was reiterated by Apostle Paul. Let's say, let me get to it. This is Acts 7. This is Acts 7 in verse 6. It says, and power spake on this wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage and entreat them evil 400 years. And the nation whom they shall serve shall be in bondage, will I judge. See that? The nation that they shall serve, which we serve in the Bible, this is, like I said, this has happened before. It's not talking about now. But it's going to happen again. In other words, man, because the nation that we had to serve under, the Lord is going to judge. Again, verse 7, it says, and the nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, said power. And afterward shall they come forth and serve me in this place. So after every bondage, judgment came to our oppressors. So this is going to happen to Esau as well, man. It says, and he gave them the covenant of circumcision. And so Abraham begot Isaac and circumcised him the 8th day. And Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot the 12 patriarchs. So we know it's talking about the children of Israel. It's not talking about no other nation. Esau will say, well, we was in captivity. We would know. The Lord, you wasn't in Egypt. You wasn't in Egypt. So, the small caps, they try to take the place of the Israelites, but they are not the people, man. And they can't fit themselves in these prophecies, because the nation the nation that we are in their hands, they always get judged, man. And that's the point I wanted to make, man. This is Exodus 6 and verse 5. It says, and I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians kept in bondage. And see, we under the Egyptians again, man. We under the Egyptians again, man. Revelations 11 and 8, man. It says, and I have remembered my covenant. See, he establishes covenant with the children of Israel, not other nation. That's why that's what I said, no other nation can wiggle their way into this. It says, wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. And see, this is going to happen again, man. We under the Egyptians again. These modern day Egyptians, these Edomites. And the Lord is going to take us out. We ain't going to have to fight the way out or nothing like that, man. The Lord is going to beam up his elect into chariots out of the hands of the Egyptians, man. He says, and I will rid you out of their bondage. And we're still in captivity, man, to this very day, man. You can read about that in Baruch. It says, and I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgment. See, and with great judgment. So the Lord is going to judge. Let me get this in NLT. So the Lord is going to judge those when he comes and finds us in their hands, man. NLT, Exodus 6:6, it says, therefore, say to the people of Israel, I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I will free you from your oppression and will rescue you from your slavery in Egypt. I will redeem you with a powerful arm and great acts of judgments. Great acts of judgment. So judgment is coming to Esau, man. And the Lord is like I said, hardening his heart, man. Continue to display his hatred toward the children of Israel, man, the apple of the Lord's eye. Good News Translation, he says, so to the Israelites that I say, so tell the Israelites that I say to them, I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I will rescue you and set you free from your slavery to the Egyptians. And we were slaves here, man. We still are slaves here, man. I will raise my mighty arm, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to bring terrible punishment upon them. See, a terrible punishment is coming to Esau, Edom, man. And I will save you. See, beautiful, man. Textbook um, movie, man. Textbook movie, man. Let me read this one more time. It says, I will raise my mighty arm to bring terrible punishment upon them, and I will save you. So we have a savior, man. We have a savior. We have a mighty power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, and he is a man of his word, man. So he's going to judge these Edomites, man. And there's nothing they can do about it. And there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide, man. You're going to receive the judgment as you judged us. You're going to be, you're going to receive that judgment, man. But it's going to be double. Verse 7, it says, and I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a power. And it's talking about the Israelites, man. It's going to continue on. It says, and they shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, your power. So these nations are going to know that the Lord is with us. Not with everybody. He ain't coming to save everybody. He coming to save his elect. But you see, these heathen are going to know that the Lord is with us, man. The Lord with them, a part of that double, man. It says, concerning thee, which I did swear to give to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. He's talking about this covenant, this land. Read it again, verse 8. I think I skipped it. It says, I'll read 7 again. It says, and I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a power, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, your power, which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. And I will bring you into the land concerning which I did swear to give it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Let me slow down. I don't know. I'm speeding up. It says, and I will give it you for a heritage. I'm Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So we're going to be taken out of captivity and given a land that is going to be for us, man. And we will never be inferior again. It says, and Moses spake so unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage. And that's 2/3 of our people now. They're not hearkening to the men of the Lord, man. Because they have came accustomed to think that there's nothing better than this, man. There's nothing after this. So they're going to be left here to burn, man. So those same people that didn't hearken to Moses then, the same people that's not hearkening to the men of the Lord now, man. This is Deuteronomy 6. And start at verse 20, it says, it says, and when thy sons asketh thee in the time to come, saying, what meaneth the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua our power hath commanded you? Then thou shalt say unto thy son, where we were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt. See, We was Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and we're in Egypt again, man. And we are the Pharaoh's bondmen again, man, because our people had to go through hardcore slavery here, man, and we're going still in that slavery, man. It says, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And see, the Lord took us out of the ancient Egypt with a mighty hand, and it's going to happen in this modern day Egypt. The Lord's going to bring us out with a mighty hand. It says, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua show signs and wonders and great and sore upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes. See, the judgment that the Lord is going to bring is going to be before our eyes, man. That's why the Lord, it was Revelation 15, I think it started verse 2, that the Lord is going to bring you up here to see this judgment of the wicked. And that's going to be, man, that's going to be one day, man. Whew. That's going to be one day for the books. So the Lord is going to show us again. And I said, man, Lord willing, I'm a part of that number, man. Because that judgment is coming, man. Verse 22, it says, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua showed signs and wonders great and sore upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes. That's going to happen again. And he brought us out from thence, that he might bring us in to give us the land which he swore unto our fathers. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua commanded us to do all these statutes and commandments, to fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, our power, for our good always. So see that? For our good always, man. So we always to fear and believe and have faith in the Lord, man. This is for our good. It says that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. See, we want the Lord to preserve us alive, man, to see the judgment and the destruction that's coming upon this modern day Pharaoh. And it shall be our righteousness. See, the fear of the Lord is our righteousness, man. If we observe to do all these commandments before Yahweh Bashem Yahushua our power, as he have commanded us. So we are following the law, such commandments to the best of our ability, man, here in this captivity. And see, these Edomites think that the Lord is with them. They did all this wickedness towards us, and they still is doing it, and they think the Lord is still with them. And that's a man. That's going to be a sickening feeling when they find out the Lord is our power and not theirs. For them, it's going to be a sickening feeling for them. This is Exodus 7, in verse 3, it says, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart. And then see, the Pharaoh we're speaking about is these Edomites. The Lord is hardening their hearts, man. They're putting that hatred back in their, the hate spirit towards Jake back in their minds, man. Back in them. It says, but Pharaoh shall not harden hearts like he said. I think I skipped it. Verse 3 again. It says, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. And that's all these plagues here, man. All these signs and wonders of the Lord is showing you that this place is finished. It's being done now, man. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt. See, the Lord want Esau to continue to display his hatred to the children of Israel, man. Because see, the Lord is going to deliver us out of this man's hand. But he wants him to continue to display their hatred towards the apple of his eye. It says, but Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt. Whew. So the Lord making them do this so he can give them a reason to punish them even more. And to bring forth my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt with by great judgment. See, the Lord is going to bring great judgments upon this man. It says, and the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt. See, they're going to know the Lord did this, man. The Lord is going to stretch his hand upon Egypt, man, and bring out the children of Israel from among them. And see, the Lord is going to do this, man, in our lifetime, man. The Lord is going to bring great judgments upon this man, in our lifetime. It ain't 20, 30 years. It ain't all these far time frames away, man. We see things happening right now, man. It shows you the Lord is at the door, man. This is Exodus 9 in verse 13. It says, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh and say, in us, we are the modern day Moses, man. We're the prophets of the Lord. We're doing what the Lord had Moses to do in that time. He has the men of the Lord doing it now. And we're going before Pharaoh by bringing out these lessons, man, going on the highways and byways. Same exact thing, man, just different time. It says, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh and say unto him, thus say Yahweh Shem Yahushua, power of the Hebrews. See, power of the Hebrews. So if you're not, speaking the name of the Lord in Hebrew, how are you going to consider yourself a Hebrew, man? We're not English, man. We're not English. We're not American. I ain't meant to say English, but we're not American, man. Continuing on, it says, let my people go that they might serve me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thy heart and upon thy servants and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. And see, the Lord is going to do magnificent things in the earth, man. But his hand's going to be stretched out on 2/3 of our people in Esau, Edom, and these heathen, man. Verse 15, it says, for now I will stretch out my hand that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt be cut off from the earth. Whew. So a lot of death and destruction came on the heathen, man. These Egyptians, man. So what you think is going to happen now? The Lord stretches out his hand upon Egypt again. He says, till you be cut off from the earth. He says, and in very deed, for this cause have I raised thee up, for to show thee my power. Let me read that one more time. I'll butcher it. It says, and in very deed, for this cause have I raised thee up, for to show in thee my power. See, this is what the Edomites have been raised up for, to show in the Lord his power, man. For the Lord to show his power in him by judging him. It says, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. And that name is Yahweh being the Father, and Yahweh Shah being the Son, man. So the Lord is raising this man up to judge him, to show his power in the earth, man, to show his power on the Edomites. And that name is not, IURC keeps saying that we ain't got the name. This name that the Lord gave us is forever, man. Yahweh, like I said, being the Father, and Yahweh Shah being the Son, man. This name is going to be declared in all the earth when the Lord brings judgment upon Esau, man. And it's being done now. It's being declared in all the earth. As yet exhaustest thou thyself against my people. See, as yet exhaustest thou thyself against my people, that thou wilt not let them go. See, they exalted themselves against us, and they didn't let us go, man. They didn't give us our nationality back, in other words, man. NLT. But you still lord it over my people and refuse to let them go. Yet you are still arrogant and refuse to let my people go. And they still arrogant, man. They still displaying hatred to the children of Israel, man. So I'm in it there, Lord, when it was edifying. Shalom. Shalom.